right?
Yes.
Now, everybody talk about the Father sent me up here. That is true. But that was in later years. We came through 64. The Father teaching us 65, 66, and when he came home in 67, he observed how his nation had grown. And as his nation had grown, he observed how the gods was all coming back to Mecca and being around him. And it was a lot of work to be done where we had already did work. Now that he home, we was actually hanging out where he was at, being around him. And what about where we had taught? And I had taught while he was away in Pelon. So he had to send me back to Pelon. And one of the things that a lot of people had asked me why he sent me to Pelon, and they thought Shaheed, established Pelon. I always used to say that if Shaheed had did the job that the Father wanted him to do in Pelon, then the Father wouldn't have never told me to go to Pelon and stay in Pelon and teach. Okay, and now that was 67. All right, I don't want to get ahead of myself because I want to bring it up to 67. So now we in 64, 65, and 66 because we hadn't even had house parliaments in Pelon until early 67. All right, we was coming together from Kelly Street. We went to Hewitt Place, and on Hewitt Place it was Al Jamel. Al Jamel, one of the first born in Pelon. He might have been perhaps one of the first that I knew that was living in Pelon and was taught in Pelon, was one of the first born in Pelon. He had got it when he was in jail from firstborn Al Jabba. And Al Jamel chose the name of Al Jamel. And he had a family. His brother named Shatik, another brother named Qasim. He had an earth named, Jamina, Al Jamina. And then it was on Hewitt Place, Malik, Bishmi Allah. On Hewitt Place there was Sabu, his later name. His name later became what's that, Complete? What's that brother name?
Guma.
Guma Complete. Yeah, that dude. His brother Raheem, his name later became Naheem. And they had a bad young sister named Asia, and she was hot. I'm talking about serious. She got the mathematics and lived with it. You hear me?
Yeah.
She was taught well and lived with it. And that was the growth of the family in this area. Kelly Street, Hewitt Place. We're going to pass Hewitt Place. And then, like Yola and his family, the James family, they came from 146th Street. When I first got any knowledge of Islam, they was on 146th Street, and they was some of the first that I had shared that knowledge with. Yola, Rubal, a brother named Twinkle, his name became Raheem. I was in Mecca when I first got it. And when they moved up here, I think in 65 after I did. So now when I'm on Kelly and I'm building, and I got a family up here now, we connect with you all on them, and you all on them start coming over here to Kelly. And Kelly started growing as a stronghold. The stronghold I'm speaking about is now we got a place where we could meet. That was at Al Jamel's house. His mama lived on 161st in Newark, just a couple of blocks from here, and they had one of them big houses like in Pelon. Pelon was known for the big houses with
The old
house.
Yeah,
big
they
rooms.
still got them too.
They still got them.
Yeah.
Big rooms, high ceilings, big windows, and
they still got them.
They had 2 bathrooms. I ain't never been in no apartment with 2 bathrooms until I went down to my house.
Still got them around here too.
They still got them around here. We gonna pass one.
Yeah.
All right, and now we holding house parliaments that we all could meet at Al Jamel house and have house parliaments. Then we started meeting at Bishmi Allah. No, we met at Bishmi Allah house before we met at Al Jamel house because Al Jamel was still in jail.
Oh, young.
No, this is Yellow Seed Bishmi Allah and his brother Malik. They call him Matik. And we was playing jazz. Bronx. It was the British Brew, I think it was, and Yusef Lateef had an album out called 1984, and we was listening to that music and building. You know, we was dealing in inequality, and we was building. But we now got a house where we could, you know, socialize together, and that's what we was doing. All right, socializing, and that's how we started building. From Kelly, Hewitt, with all them names that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Then we went when you Allah started coming over here. We started going over to where he used to live, and that was on, I think, 156th Street in Eldon or somewhere like that. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. This says Rainy Park. But when I moved up here, when my old lady moved up here in 1964, this used to be Kelly Street.
Yeah.
Between Longwood and Intervale.
Yes.
And it had a name and a reputation, and the name was Killer Kelly.
Yeah.
And his reputation was Killers. This used to be a block where it used to have what they call killers. And in that day and time, Killers was like saying that was the man. Them was the people, don't mess with them, don't F with them, because they will kill you. All right? Over here, where we just left, used to be Quiet Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay, they had the brownstones, the homes and the apartments, the hospital, Prospect Hospital.
Yes.
And it used to be quiet. And that used to be respected. All these are new buildings. Now down the block used to be another Kelly Street, past Intervale, used to be called Banana Kelly, because the block was shaped like a banana. Right? But you can see that they changed the whole landscape. Over here, that block there used to be Dawson Street. Okay, Dawson Street used to be a drug center, you know, where you could buy any kind of drugs, and a lot of heroin addicts used to be on Dawson. So the flavor of the neighborhood was serious, you know, but you can't even see no buildings. I mean, they changed the whole landscape. And it's a good thing, because now they got playgrounds where we didn't have no playgrounds. These used to be backyards. You know, we used to play in the backyard or do whatever work we used to do in the backyard. But the teachings was like solidified in the worst of conditions in the South Bronx.
Yes.
All right, because it used to be rat-infested buildings, and we used to come to school and teach all over here. Right down this way is the Hewitt place that I was speaking about.
Right.
Okay, Hewitt 161st. That's the Prospect Park.
Right.
I mean, that's the Prospect Street station.
Yes.
Okay. And there used to be a mosque over there too.
Seriously, bro?
Yeah. 1000 Prospect Place.
Where?
Prospect
Elijah
Park.
Muhammad?
Elijah Muhammad. Yeah. Mosque number 7. I think it was 7D. Yeah.
I don't know nobody.
That's what Farrakhan first taught.
Seriously, bro?
Seriously, on Prospect Avenue. On Prospect Avenue in 161st.
Yes.
And when he used to finish, he used to drive through the neighborhood from Prospect Avenue and come up Dawson Street. See how that car coming up there?
Yes.
Farrakhan used to come up that way and run through Dawson, where a whole lot of drug addicts used to be.
Right.
And he used to see them. I said, I'm going to whatever the case may be, but he would just drive through.
Yes.
And seeing them, they had to come to the mosque if they wanted to hear him teach. But we used to be teaching out here. Now, one of the, come on. Okay, thank you for the courtesy. One of the monumental things that occurred here is that there used to be a candy store right here. A brother named Papo and his family used to run it. The family, it was a big store, big candy store, and Papo used to live in the candy store with his family.
Yeah.
And we had just came from Bishmi Allah house. I was staying with Bishmi Allah one night, and it was about, I think it was about born of us.
Yeah.
And we was coming from Hewitt Place at the Dealing and Equality building, and we was coming down Longwood Avenue, and we was going to my old Earth crib, and then we was going on Fox Street. Fox Street, a couple of blocks from over here in Southern Boulevard, where we had taught a brother named Rashid. He was older, and Bishmi Allah, And it had to be, we used to go to Bish's house, Rashim's house, there'd be about 32 of us up in there, and they had a lot of women, sisters, and things of that nature. But anyway, we was coming from Bish's house on Ewart, down Longwood, and we seen a guy get jumped and robbed, and he ran over here. Okay, and the other guys that did it ran that way. We didn't pay no attention to it, but we knew them, and we just went to my older crib. And I went upstairs, and the guards waited on the stoop for me because we just going to Fox. But I went to get something. Now, when I went upstairs, and when I came back down, the police had the guards all up in cars and arrested them and everything. You hear me?
Yes.
And I'm the only one that they didn't take because I came out the building, but they put the gun to my head. And a lady named Miss Elter, who used to be a super of my building, lived in the basement, said, no, leave him alone. He just came out the house. You just seen him come out the house, right? He didn't do nothing. And I said, well, they ain't do nothing. They was waiting on me, right? But they didn't want to hear that. And they took him to Fort Apache, the 44th precinct over here.
Okay, so this is the Fort Apache area,
Fort Apache area.
This is it right
Fort
here.
Apache controlled, used to run this area.
Okay.
And they took Eula, his name was Shamik at the time. Bishop